Hello, welcome to netvn. In this video I show how to clone Windows 11 from SATA SSD to M2 NVMe. Here I have a 240GB solid-state drive and a 250GB M2. Windows 11 operating system and software running on a 240GB SATA SSD. So I will be cloning from SATA SSD to M2 NVMe. I connect both hard drives to the target computer. On Windows 11, make sure your computer has detected both hard drives. Here are my two hard drives, Disk 0 and Disk 1. Windows 11 runs on Disk 0. Disk 0 is a SATA SSD drive. Disk 1 is the M2 NVMe drive. On Disk 0 you shrink the partition to create a new partition. You create a new partition large enough to save the Windows 11 operating system image. Here I create a new partition about 100 GB in size. This partition must be larger than the space you are using. In this case, Windows 11 and my software used about 40 GB, so I had to create a new partition larger than 40 GB. So how to capture images of the operating system and software? You boot into the Windows recovery environment. You press and hold the Shift key while restarting the target computer. Or you open a command window and run the command shutdown /r/o. You scroll down and select Troubleshoot. Next you choose Advanced Options. Then you open the command window. A command window appears. Enter disk part. You list the partitions on your computer. You define the partition running the Windows 11 operating system and determine the partition that has just been created. Here the partition running Windows 11 is assigned the letter C and the partition for storing images is assigned the letter D. You will take an image of the partition running Windows 11 and save it in a partition called Image Files. You use the command dism capture image to do this. You need to make sure to enter the correct path in this command. In this case, the image file is named win11.wim. The file is stored in the partition created in the previous step. The command completed and I got the image file of the partition running Windows 11. Next you close the command window and start Windows 11. Continue. You enter the password to log into Windows 11. I access the partition named Image Files to check the results. As you can see, this is the file I got. It has the extension WIM. Although Windows 11 and its partitions take up about 40 GB, the image file is only about 11 GB. It's been compressed quite a bit. Next I will show you how to create partitions on M2 NVMe. This file will help you to easily create partitions on the target hard drive. You set up the hard drive corresponding to your target hard drive. In my case, the target hard drive is named Disk 1. For example, Your target hard drive is named Disk 2, then you replace this line with Select Disk 2. I will put the download link in the description. You store this file in the Windows 11 image file storage partition. Next, open a command prompt with administrative privileges. Because the diskpart command runs with Windows 11's administrative privileges. Then you create new partitions on the target hard drive with the diskpart command in the scripts file. You entered the exact path to the scripts file. After the command is completed, the target hard drive will be created with 3 new partitions. A partition named Windows has the largest size. A boot partition named System. The remaining partition is named Recovery. Next you apply the image file obtained from the previous step to the partition named Windows on the M2 NVMe. You use the command ism apply image to do this. The image file named win11.wim is stored in a partition named image files. The target partition is named Windows and is assigned the letter W. You entered the correct path to the image file and entered the correct path to the destination partition. You should check carefully before executing the command to avoid confusion. The command is completed, you access the partition assign the letter W to check the result. These are the files after applying the image. Files were copied from the Windows 11 installation partition on the SATA SSD to the partition named Windows on the M2 NVMe. Next you create the boot files for the new hard drive. You use the boot command to create the boot files. You create new boot files for the partition assigned the letter S corresponding to the Windows partition assigned the letter W. These are the boot files for the UEFI system. At this point you have completed 2 out of 3 partitions. There is one more partition that is called Recovery. You use the diskpart command and assign any letter to the recovery partition of the SATA SSD. By default this partition is 625 megabytes. I will assign this partition the letter E. In the partition assign the letter R of the new hard drive, you create a new folder called Windows RE. Next you copy the file named winre.wim from the old hard drive to the new hard drive. You specify the source and destination paths correctly before running the command. File has been copied. All files have been copied from the old hard drive to the new hard drive. Now you power off the target computer and remove the SATA SSD. Next, you start the computer and access UEFI BIOS. In the UEFI BIOS, make sure this computer boots from the new hard drive. You save your changes and start Windows 11. As you can see, the old hard drive has been cloned to the new hard drive, including Windows 11 and the software installed on it. Here is the new hard drive and the partitions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and help me 600,000 subscribers. Next, I will show you how to apply a Windows RE file to a new hard drive. You assign the partition named recovery any letter. In this case, I assigned the letter E. You access the folder called Recovery in the partition running Windows 11. Here you delete the file named Reagent. Then you open the command window and apply the recovery partition to the new hard drive. You activate it. A new file named Reagent appears. Good luck.